Hello everyone, my name is FlareBlitzed and welcome to Void, an Yume Nikki Fangame which is following on the traditional tropes of you're in the bedroom, you wake up, you go back to sleep, you explore your wildest imaginations to find effects and stuff like that. There are 10 different effects that can be found in the 0.02 version of this game, and there'll be a link down in the description below where you can find the game for yourself to play. It is completely for free. So our dreamer goes by the name of Yukiko. Effects, something like that. Initially, just as a quick note, nothing is capitalized. Not too sure why on that matter. Wardrobe there. Or save point there. We found out immediately, which is nice. It is the cabinet. I wonder if it's because this universe is devoid of any capitalization, therefore it is not required. Balcony! Lovely, lovely balcony! Although it is very unusually red though. This balcony, along with the building itself and the sky colour, fits a very red colour palette. So let's go to sleep then. As bubbles? Okay, now we're in the dream world where the entire sky is nothing. Void of anything. Devoid of anything. Can we get in a chair? It seems not. So it's been a little time since I've last played one of these kind of games, so we've got 3 different doors which we can go through. So now, the first question is, how big are each of these worlds? Because they can range from anything from small to umituki size, which is a size of itself. Like, if you have like its own measurement system in Yume Nikki Fangames or Yume Nikki games in general, umituki has its own measurement system. And the only reason why I'd say that is because that game is so unbelievably big. Like, I've never even completes the game, and the main reason why is because that game keeps updating and it is just way too big for me. Like, that for me is kind of like one of my big letdowns of that particular game, is because that game is just, there's so much to explore, and each room in Umituki is probably the equivalent to half of another Yume Nikki Fangame. Like, that's how big we're going, folks. And there's a fruit up here somewhere, so I think we have to go left. No, it's in the centre here. Which is going round and round in circles at this point in time. But there's definitely something over there. Definitely saw like a door to somewhere else. And what is this game void of? Well, certain things are void and other things are not void. What's void so far are effects, which we hopefully will discover at least one during the course of this video. Seems like an artistic room with all the paint splatters everywhere. Or maybe they're just explosions of different creatures that once dwelled in here, and some other entity has come along and just splatters them all. Like, okay, every single path we've been along leads back to the start. It's almost like it's telling us something. We are devoid of any opportunities, devoid of any progression, and we keep following the same path over and over again, as it seems like, although there is an infiniteness to it all. Or maybe I'm just hallucinating because it's vertically limited, but I think it's horizontally unlimited. But we come to a room like this. Menu. We can't even read the menu. What kind of restaurant is this? I demand food, but there is no food to be accessed. Anything that stands out here, from what you can tell? Anything at all? Lots of menus. And Yukiko is a Chinese name, if I remember correctly, so it is most likely that the game was originally in Chinese and then translated into English. And I applaud it, or I applaud any developer that develops a game like this, because The expansiveness is always varied upon the developer and the imaginations in which are put into the game. Like this, for example, lots of different desserts. I'll say fruits, but the main topic of this universe are desserts. I'm about to say desserts again. Stop saying desserts. Does it go back? Yep, that certainly does go back. I would say this in any of these games, but it would be impossible to dream of something in which you have not experienced yourself in your life, or have some resemblance of that experience. Like, the physical particles of what's inside your dream may not necessarily be the exact real life scenario that you once had, but the psychological implications of those events would be very, very similar or the same. So right now, our protagonist has what you may call a sweet tooth, looking at all this. 3 different types of desserts, and there's something over here actually. But of course, there's a dark side to everything, is there now? Or can we wait on the dark side of the dessert world? Aside from going back to the light. Oh, that's more pleasant. That's not pleasant. It's not an exact mirror. Different placements of stuff. Maybe they are different flavors. Or maybe we're just misrepresented as the only thing that is abnormal, because this dark world would be normal to everything else but is dark. Lovely, lovely. What do we do in this part of the realm? Aside, explore some more and more. This one's unique. Or maybe that's the only one oh, that is indeed a good outcome. We've got ourselves the reverse effect. Oh yeah. Our colours have been transformed to the opposites. Yeah, that would make sense. Like, it wasn't entirely purple, so it's got like a lime colour to it. Maybe I'm just mistaken. Maybe this is the only thing in here. Is there anything else in here? Like, is there seriously anything else in here? Well, I think we'll go back. Go back and then go to that other place. I don't think there's anything we can do with this effect. It's just an aesthetic change. Unless, of course, there are events in which this could trigger. Right. We've gone back to the restaurant. And all is well within this universe. Well, as well as it can be anyways. There's always a few things here and there which may be not quite as we want them to be. We can name at least a few different things that are going on right now, but this is a game, and what games are good at are distracting people from real life scenarios in this world, and this feels very, very similar to like the layout of this part feels very similar. It's either Yume Nikki itself or .flow. Not copies, it's just a familiarity. Oh my god! You know what that means? That area is still under development. So it means we have to press onwards. This could be some sort of goddess's realm. And with this goddess, they have a duty to protect wildlife, mainly insects. But we have this, we have that, and then over here, we have this as well. 3 lonely cactuses within a room of itself. Oh, these are doors as well. Totally did not think they were doors at the first place. I thought they were just part of a wall. No, I can't even read the book. God Oh, even the portrait changes. What happened to you, Yukiko? I think when it comes to Yume Nikki Fangame, the first game I can think of that did that sort of thing where what I'm say is when you equip an effect, it changes the portrait of the character. And the first game I can think of that did that, I believe, is The Looking Glass. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but that's the first game that I can remember that's come out which has that kind of style to it, where the portrait changes as you equip an effect. One thing I can say for sure though is that a lot of experiments have been performed here, and this is the cognitive network of Yukiko's mind. But we've got here the evolution of one thing into another thing. From the caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, we can't go. Oh, we can go back. Okay. I just want to. Oh, I can't go in that one. Goodness sakes. Fine. Nothing there. Okay. Oh, there is. It'd be weird that there's a door here, but okay. I don't think many would actually find that to be a pathway. They just looked at it as a dead end. But there are lots of secrets. We need to be smaller to enter there, I believe. Yeah. I feel like there's some micromanagement that needs to be performed before we can go in there. But that's perfectly fine. We'll come back there another day once we're smaller. Or once we have a weapon that makes the hole bigger. Can't believe I just said those words. Righty-hoo, let's go through this lonely, claustrophobic path. Oh, there's indeed the one we need. I believe our role is to catch you, but you're faster than we are. I held enter on you, nothing happened. Ah, there we go. Oh, I have an idea. I think we can be smaller by transforming into the ant. And by doing so, we will be... Oh. We're not an ant. No, by no means we're an ant. I thought if we become an ant, then we'll become micro. And therefore we can go in there. But maybe it only happens under very specific conditions. I imagine it would be hard to make the character on screen very small. Q. Oh, okay. Q has the effects. Okay. Lovely. Ah, we can go back to normal. Wait, well, hold on. Hold on a step. It's a substitute. We'll go by with that for now. Who's abandoned this place? Oh, we can go into the bathtub. Splash! What's gonna happen? Are we gonna wake up? Is there gonna be an event? Whoa, that's really pretty. We're scrubby-dubby-dubbed, but yet we're here. We have awoken back into the real world. Yeah, we definitely have. We can save! We can most certainly save. I do wonder why though there's no capitalization. Another thing I've fathomed out during playing these games is that sometimes the sky changes depending on the dreamer's state of mind. Like sometimes the sky becomes more fractured. That's how we started, so I don't think having a complete void is bad. You can call it that, that is. We're doing very well. We've got 2 different things. Oh. Okay, so that teleports us back to the wonderful world of this. And hopefully I don't attract any birds. No big birds or even small birds. But I shall flow with the ant uniform for now. We're going like this, nobody will be able to see me, for goodness sakes. And no, I did not mean to put caps on. Let's go into this hut. Hey, a lantern! We can't even pick it up. Oh, maybe because we have ant-like strength and we can't do that. Well, this is Midnight Forest. Definitely has a midnight feel to it with all the tree colours around. Completely void of any colour. Another lantern! We cannot take any of these with us. I wonder if there are any other areas in this game that requires the ant effect. That would be super duper schmull. Oh, what? That was a one-way trip. I demand a refund. It's not even a paid game. It's a joke. But one-way trips are definitely very interesting. Most of the times, there is an exit and an entrance. In this case, there's only an entrance without an exit. Or even in itself, on the other side, it could be an exit. Something definitely distinctive about that bit of flooring there. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, wherever you are. Me, I'm just about getting over my flu symptoms, which I've been suffering from for coming on to a month now. Ooh, that's no good there. So aside coughing and struggling of breathing, I pretty much had everything under the sun. Just such a horrible, horrible time. If anybody else has had the flu, then I do apologise. Like, or if anybody's had the theme, but I will not mention it. Brr. What the heck has happened here? 2 giants have stabbed one another, it looked like. They looked like they wanted to change the TV show, but they couldn't get to the remote. Okay. I wonder what happened if we try and go back into this room by being the ant. No, that's a false reflection, how dare you? That is not really true whatsoever, but this is definitely a horrific event, so there are some dark themes in this game. That's quite morbid. So there are... So I think these 2 represent as her parents. Because there are 3 seats. 3 seats there. We've got... And what was that? Hat and gloves. Heck yeah. Ah, it's just an aesthetic change by pressing... Can't believe pressing Q is the thing that we need to do. I don't think we can actually... We can't go into bed. That's just the main thing that we can... Oh! That's not even the thing I wanted. We can't stare at... Ah. It's just one default portrait. Does not change depending on your costume at the time, or the effect in this case. We're doing very well. We've got 3 effects so far. Instruction. They should have been displayed before the player goes into the bedroom at the very start of the game. But is very bizarre. What are the windows? No. Like, oh gosh. It's a subject that's never easy to talk about at all. That kind of horrific gosh, the kind of realization that there are so many things then in your life that have just been instantly taken away and you have no control over it whatsoever. If you really think about it, how much can we actually control of our lives? Like, we can always determine our path through the actions that we perform, but what about all the external stuff that goes on around us? Stuff that we didn't ask for but accept anyways just because that's how things are. Like, and then when you get to a situation like that in that room, for this instance, it's a very, very, very unsettling thing. Something so unsettling that you couldn't even put into words on what happened. Oh, this is a new place. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Oh. What's going to happen now? Why there's two... Holy Christ. What's happened here? What on earth has happened here? Glasses. Like, that's definitely painted a picture, don't you think? What's happened here? What I can say is that there's two sides, because all these eyes are looking over that way, while all those eyes are looking this way. Two different people. Glasses. What can we do? Oh, we can somehow run faster while wearing glasses. You know, put down in the comments below if you've ever worn glasses and you're able to go at light speed, because as you can tell by me, I have not been given that kind of effect. Maybe by wearing the glasses it stimulates your brain in a way which speeds time up. But then again, if you speed time up, that means your demise comes even sooner, because you age faster. Again, another morbid subject. But when it comes to different problems in day-to-day life, the worst thing that you can do, the absolute worst thing you can do, is bury your head in the sand and just expect the problem to go away. Like, that in itself is an act of denial of the problem itself. But you can understand why people don't want to face problems. Like who wants to face their own demons? Who wants to admit to different things that they have denied in their lives because it's overwhelming? Like, you can understand why you don't want to have that sort of thing overwhelming you. But by facing things in life, by confronting things in life, how do we get down there actually? Like, there's that over there which I am very keen on getting to. Like, the only way you can really eradicate the problem, that's definitely a weird scenario, don't you think? The only way to remove a problem is to confront it. Like, confront it. Like, for me, myself... What? It's just frozen. Oh, Christ. Well, that's definitely a problem, because the game's just suddenly frozen up. Like I can... You can hear that, but I'm trying to click escape, and the game is just literally... The game's frozen. What the heck? I don't remember everything, but we did, so it means I'll need to come back once I get to the point. I think we did save quite recently, but it was well before we got to the second world. We've reclaimed the glasses, and we have the hat and gloves back. Now, how do we wake up? I wake up is by pressing A, okay. Pinch our cheeks to do that, and save so that we preserve our progression. But while on the way to get back to that point, there is another path in the first world of the second door, which we did not explore through. It was something that I accidentally stumbled upon when getting back to this point. Puddles of purple water, which we can walk across, leads us to another path. I was just looking at the background there, and the colours don't match up together. This looks like a temple of sorts. Well, the first room. No, that's not even a room. Oh, I thought that was a room. We'll go clockwise. Well, it looks like we can't go back from what I can see, and this is a... Oh, I thought it was a very, very small world. We can't go to those greenhouses to explore there. But I guess we'll go along this track then. Either very large, or... Where's my train of thought? It is very large, this particular realm. Overwhelmed. Somebody needs to help out this fish. I can't because of game limitations. But somebody needs to help that fish out. Was it a plant? No, it definitely looks like a fish that's halfway down into the water. No, there's another one we need to help out. Who is not attending their duties to save these species? Somebody who is not responsible, that is to say for certain. Somebody for certain anyways, shall pay for their non-looking after fishy crimes. We around here, we look after our fishes. Because fishes are good. And these plants as well. Who is not looking after these plants that have been dreamt up by Yukiko? Everything here is a figment of Yukiko's imagination. Oh, we can go inside the greenhouses. Ah, that's unique. Never seen that kind of concept before. Also like how they enter as well. No, let's explore everything else first before going into that world. Doing so far... So, doing good so far, I think, progression-wise. We've explored everywhere in this realm so far, but we're making good progress. We've got 4 different effects out of 10, which is better than nothing with certain other Let's Plays. Okay, I'm sensing we're going to get another item in here of sorts, not with plant pots, but flowers. That is a doorway, don't you think? Seed! Flower. Let's see. We've now got something sprouting out of our head. Well, it's like a musical instrument of sorts. Rather than a flute, it's a flower. Glasses. Glasses for the... Anyways, if you have a flower attached to your body, wouldn't it eventually drain you of your energies? Because it'll literally be rooted to you. Reminds me of a game on the DS called Advance Wars, where you command like very miniature-sized infantry and tanks, and one of the games called it wasn't Dual Strike, it's the one after that, where there was an artificial disease made in that game that would not survive in direct sunlight, but it would thrive in, let's say, a post-apocalyptic scenario. And that disease, in turn, would allow artificial flowers and leaves and stuff to grow on a human being's body. And from there, the energy that's required for the plants would eventually drain you of your energies. It's a bit like having a Litwick constantly from Pokemon. And if you know about Litwick, the brighter its flame is, the more energy is siphoned out of both people and Pokemon. Anyways, back to Yume Nikki. Definitely a very cool concept. Oh, don't you do that again to me. Okay, that's A, isn't it? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back and save at this point in time before that completely lags me out of this dimension. And we can't leave our room in the real world. Oh, dearie, 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 dearie me. So we've got glasses, yes. Flowers, yes. Hat and gloves, yes. Reverse, yes. And glasses, hat and gloves, and reverse flower. We've got 2 more things that we... excuse me? Did I just go... I must have clicked A by accident. Oh, dear me. Okay, folks. We're going to leave things here for the moment on Void. We're going to be coming back, and hopefully we'll be discovering the other 5 effects that are hidden within the 3rd door, and possibly within the other 2 doors as well. So thank you all so much for watching, folks, and see you all in the next time of Void. Have a wonderful day and take care of yourselves.